was like they could have left out the essay and shit, like that gross. That was like intense, but the first Hills of, no, not like the old ones, like I'm talking like, when did let me see what year it came out. Hills have, okay, so 2006, Hills Have Eyes 2007, and like they have the older ones like the 90s and stuff, but I never watched those, so I don't know, I can't tell you if those are good or not. But Hills Have Eyes, real story. So I remember that it was like based on a real, like I totally was like, oh my god, because like someone was like talking about it on TikTok. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally forgot. Let's see. Okay, well, I guess I can just read this, I guess. Okay, wait. Okay, a Sawney Bean. There we go. Sawney Bean. Damn, it was like, boom, like people. Why is my fucking... Tell me that's like not the funniest shit. Like, why'd they fucking dress like that back in the day? Fucking land thievers. Okay, sorry. I'm so not serious for this. Okay. So you know how okay, so you know how like how many times do I gotta say it? Okay. So what was I gonna say? Okay, so you know like Texas Chainsaw is based off like Ed Gein, and it has nothing to do with anything that he did. Like he never chainsawed people and chased them down the road and shit, but he did a lot of fucking weird shit. So like they based Texas Chainsaw off of like what Ed Gein was like, this shit that was found in his house, you know, like that spooky stuff. And you cannot tell me, I've never seen the older Texas Chainsaw Massacres, but I just know for a fact they're not gonna be as good as like the 2003, 5, whatever one. Like, I'm sorry to tell you, but like that one was like just cold-hearted, like fucking good. But I still want to see like the 80s ones. I need to watch the 80s ones of Texas, Freddy and Jason. Like, I haven't watched any of those. Barely any of the Freddy the 13th. I've watched like the first Friday the 13th with like Johnny Depp and shit, but like, yeah. Okay, so Alexander. So this is like kind of like it. Like, it's not gonna be like exactly like Hills Have Eyes, but it's gonna be like, you know, they took little pieces and was just like, I'm gonna make a film out of it. So Alexander Sawney Bean, sometimes also given the name as Sandy Bean, etc., is a legendary figure said to have been the head of 45-member clan Acol in Scotland in the 16th century that murdered and cannibalized over 1,000 people in 25 years. According to the legend, Bean and his clan members were eventually caught by a search party sent by King James. I don't know. It's like with a V, like a V and an I. Is that like the fifth? No, fifth is one. It's like 6, right? Is it King James 6? I don't fucking remember. And were executed. Not So the legend, according to the Newgate calendar, a popular, let me move this like this way a little bit. A popular London publication of the 18th and 19th century, Alexander Bean was born in East Lothian during the 16th century. His father was a ditch digger and a hedge trimmer. Bean tried to take up the family trade but quickly realized that he was not fit for the work, meaning he was probably too scrawny, because it's like, that sounds like some tough shit. You can't be scrawny doing that shit. And you know, like, he's probably too scrawny. He left home with an alleged vicious woman named Black Angus Douglas, who apparently shared his inclinations and was accused of being a witch. Love that. After some rubbing and the cannibalization, like I said, I'm high, so like I can't take this shit seriously right now. Of one of their victims, the couple ended up at a coastal cave between Girvan and Ballantrae. The cave was 200 yards deep, and the entrance was blocked by water during high tide, enabling the couple to live there undiscovered for some 25 years. So that part, on Hills Have Eyes, when they're like up in the caves and fucking they just like are too fucking comfortable. See, like when I thought, like, okay, listen, so when I was really young in 2005, like I was like, what, 9? So I don't even think I watched it in 2005. My dad had like TV fucking restrictions and shit. So I didn't watch it till I was like older. That's probably why I have like a fixation on like scary movies, because like I was forced to not be able to watch that type of shit. My dad like used to watch like Bad Santa and would tell me to go to the room because it's inappropriate. And then like as an adult I watched it and I was like, that would have been really awkward to watch with your parent. But oh shit, my dog. Oh my god, my dog scares me. It like jumps on shit. So what was I saying? So like I thought like, I thought like when it said based on a true story, like it really made it seem like there was like those same like disfigured looking people, incest, living up. And you know what though, there is a real Hills Have Eyes, and it's in Libby, Montana, and it's called the Yak. There's some sick fucks up there, and it's not like some legend shit. Like it's like, I've been up in the Yak, like nobody told me, like from being from California. Anyways, I almost pretty much got like raped and murdered pretty much if I wouldn't have gotten out of the situation with my friend. But like the police was telling my friend's mom that like the guy like hung a young 13-year-old up, covered her in like honey, and like, let the animals go at it, because and it's a small town, the cops really, dude, I don't even think I met a cop there ever. I never saw them patrolling ever. So they're very like corrupt place. It's a very corrupt town. But yeah, there's incest up there, like, and it's bad. So like if you want to make like a Hills Have Eyes, do it like in a Montana. Like that's real shit. Like I'm not even making this up. That like it's real shit. The pair produced 6 daughters, 8 sons, 14 granddaughters, and 18 grandsons, and so it was probably like a bunch of incest happening. The grandchildren were said to be products of incest between their children. Well, duh, because if they're stuck up there with no society, that's bound to happen in a really sick fuck way. Lack of inclination for regular work, the Bean clan thrived by laying carefully ambushes at the night to rob and murder, and corpses were dismembered and eaten. Ew. They would pickle the leftovers. Oh my god. Like, please. I just ate too, so I feel like throwing up now. But they would pickle the leftovers and discarded body parts in the barrels. These leftovers would sometimes wash up on nearby beaches. This strategy helped conceal their crimes by leading villagers to believe that the animals were responsible for the attacks of travelers. Smart little fuckers, aren't they? That part. And you know what? Like, I don't even like blame the children, because like when you grow up in that type of like where it's like just normal to them, like those children were victims of like Stockholm, so like, well, they're not really like kidnapped or anything, but they weren't being treated like normal people, is what I'm saying. Like, they're being treated like to grow up like as animals. I cannot, like, I do watch it, but like this movie, The Hunger, and it's like there's two movies that are called The Hunger, but this one is about like 5 or 6 people are in a cave because a madman put them down there because he's wanting to do an experiment. The fucking experiment was for them to be forced to not eat for 30 days, but he gave them like a barrel of water. And eventually one guy gets sick and like gets like beaten to death with bones in it, and it's like so graphic because you don't see it, like, because they take him like into like the dark room, but you can hear, oh my god, you can hear the sounds and just like this, his like yelping, and just like that movie. And let me tell you, that was like when I was like, I think I like took like some ecstasy before I watched that when I was like 7. I was like 16, 17. Yeah, that really fucked me up, that movie. That was like some crew, like, and someone else that watches it, they'd be like, oh, this isn't that big of a deal. But to me it was, because it was just like so fucking gruesome. And I watch a lot of crazy shit, like, all the time. But that movie, like, I would never watch it again. Like I did a while ago, like back when I was like 18. I tried rewatching it to see if maybe, like, by watching it again, it'll be like a different outcome. But I watched it with a friend too, because I wanted to show them how fucked up this movie was. But yeah, that movie, I'll like, like, and I love scary movies, but I'll never in my fucking life watch that movie again. I'm like getting sick thinking about it, because could you imagine being like sick, like, and it's kind of fucked up too, because he like tried helping them escape, so his arm was all fucked up and sore, so he was like fighting them like with one fucking, it was just so sad. But there was this one girl in there that refused to do that, and she ended up killing the fucker at the end. And then she was like, because she wrote something down, and he was like going insane because she was not moving, so he was probably like, okay, she's dead. So he goes down there, but she kills him. She was like, you're dead, because he wanted to see what she wrote, and she was like, I'll see the sunshine again. And that bitch literally, with all of her fucking strength, got up out of there without eating anybody, without fucking getting all crazy and shit, cannibalism, and sat up by the well and just died right there. It was the saddest. It was the saddest. And I like, oh my god, if I ever like see a movie like that again, I will fucking turn it off. Because that was like, dude, because could you imagine being put in that position? Luckily, I'm fat, so my body, god, that's one, dude. So those skinny people, they can't bully me now. Because if we ever get stuck in that situation, I will not have to eat anybody, because my body, I have so much fat that my body will eat that I won't even, like, I'll be hungry, yeah, disappearances kept continuing. Suspicion often fell on local innkeepers since, in many cases, they were the last known to have seen the people missing. That's fucked up, man. One night, the Bean clan ambushed a married couple riding from a ferry on one horse. I don't know what that says. The man, trained in combat and armed with sword and pistol, was able to hold the clan off. The unfortunate wife was unhorsed, fell to the ground, and was captured, meeting a hideous fate. The husband was rescued when a large group of faegoers appeared on. What the fuck is this noise? Appeared on the trail, and the Beans fled. He was taken to the local magistrate, who was then informed of the events. When the Bean's existence revealed, it was not long before the king, perhaps James the Sixth, I don't know, of Scotland, is in accounts linked to the 16th century. During this detail does not fit well with the story linked to okay, what? Heard of the atrocities and led a posse of 400 men and several bloodhounds. Oh, I have a bloodhound. They fucking are trackers, man. The bloodhounds soon led them to the previously overlooked cave. Upon entering by torchlight, the searchers found the Bean clan surrounded by human remains, body parts hanging from the walls, barrels filled with limbs, and piles of stolen heirlooms and jewelry. So, like, Hills Have Eyes did a little bit of that, you know, like we would see like people's IDs and purses and shoe, like tons of fucking shoes. What doesn't make sense is if they're up in the mountains, like, instead of resorting to humans, why are you not hunting like mountain lions, jackrabbit? Like, and I'm not like I don't believe those type of animals deserve to be hunted, but like you gotta remember, this is like what was it, the 16th century or some shit. So there was probably way more animals back then than there is now. Now they go really into hiding because we're kind of taking over their whole like where they live. Like, this is where like they live, you know. So so it just doesn't make, like, even like deer, like, isn't there deer? I guess it depends on like what like area they were in and shit, but whatever. Scotland. So isn't there fucking animals in Scotland? Like, I don't know what type. I guess I have to. It's different all over the world, you know. Like, there's like people think there's alligators in Nevada. Like, no, there's never been. Thank God, too, because could you imagine going into a lake and there's a fucking crocodile or an alligator just like chilling there? That's kind of why, like, I'm scared to move to Texas, because it's like that's the last dinosaur on Earth. Like, nobody can tell me different. That is a fucking dinosaur. These are two versions of the events following the Beans clan. The most common is that the clan was captured alive. Having given up without a fight, they were taken into the chains into the Tolbooth jail in Edinburgh, then transferred to either Leith or Glasgow, where they summarily executed, being regarded as subhuman and unfit for trial. Which makes sense, because they probably were like all fucking gross looking. Sawney and the other men had their genitalia cut off and thrown into fires. Their hands and feet were severed, and there were. So this is like another another story like of what could happen if they got captured. And Sawney shouting in his dying words, saying it isn't over, it will never be over. After watching the men die, Agnes, the other women, and the children were were tied to stakes and burned alive. These punishments recall, in essence, if not detail, the medieval hanging, drawing, and quartering decreed for men convicted of treason. Women convicted of the same It says that one of Bean's daughters eventually left the clan and settled in Griffin, where she planted a tree that became known as the Hairy Tree. After her family's capture and exposure, her identity was revealed, and angry locals hanged her from the bough of the Hairy Tree. So, this is probably something you guys want to know. There is a debate over I can't say that word, the validity of the Sawney Bean tale. Some assert that Sawney Bean was a real person, while others considered him a mythical figure. So, like, it just, and then they just, like, they made, like, a movie, Wes Craven, Hills of Eyes, Snake Finger, Attack on the Titan, Off Season. There's just, like, a bunch of different stuff, like, probably that has, like, a little bit of, like, references towards, like, the Hills of Eyes, or as you would say. Now, since they took that story and made it into Hills of Eyes, I'm glad they did it like that. Made it like really, really scary, because that's probably what they probably looked even fucking more fucked up than we all fucking know. I just really don't like Hills of Eyes 2, because, like, I don't really like kind of just like straw dogs. Like, it's just like, God, do we have to put that type of shit in a movie? Like, do we have, like, because, like, if that was me, like, as a woman, and they think that they're not gonna get their fucking cut off, like, before they leave, that it fathoms me. Never fucking, oh my God, and you know what, it's not just men that are fucking, you know, it's anybody can fucking be a rapist and shit, and that's what's fucked up. But I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this little, you know, spooky. It's Halloween, so fuck it. Like, let's just do random shit, you know, like fucking stories about. I had no fucking idea who Sawney Bean was until yesterday, because, I mean, I guess the Hills of Eyes was pretty accurate when I was like, oh, maybe it was a family living up in a cave. And they made it look more like Nevada, though, like, or like Arizona. But, like, yeah, I can't think of anywhere else. But yeah, they made it look like it was like Nevada type of shit. I love scary movies. I love doing this with you guys. I love trying to find new stuff to show you, because I hate doing the same shit like everybody else does. Like, I like to